So they did get banned second phase last game.
Not sure though. They might go back for CM. I think possibly. Not very sure because they seem to like the hero a lot. The hero allows them to play their very very fast-paced lane dominance game. Last game it wasn't possible because they just got wrecked very hard.
They've tended to like leaving their options open, but I do think that the CM is still one of those that kind of leaves the options open. Of course, it shows their supports, but it does leave them to so many options on the rest of their heroes.
I mean, unless you pick a hero that has like multi-role heroes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking they could do, but...
The thing with Trian as a position 4 is like he's not a multi-role hero. He's more or less just going to be a support, either a 5 or a 4. Can't really change that much with that hero.
Liquid have not lost a game with Slardar yet.
GH is playing really well in Slar. Getting his levels, getting him blinked at a good time.
I mean, the main thing about him getting a blink in the previous game where they had Slardar was because they were winning the team fights, allowed them to allow him. He didn't really like try to farm the blink as much. He just got money from like team gold, towers, and etc. Oh, there's
Oracle.
the Darkseer counter.
Yeah.
It's pretty good against the Slardar. Can remove the corrosive haze. But I'm not sure of Oracle entirely as a hero now.
Yeah, it can remove the corrosive haze, but Slardar is also quite good versus because you ideally want to pick Fate's the Oracle also just for Fate's Edict, so like the negation of magic damage. But Slardar is he just amplifies physical and gives you more physical kind of combo. Yeah. And these two heroes are very like single target kind of damage. It's just the Oracle who deals damage. Tree doesn't really deal too much damage.
In the team fights, however, these two heroes does not provide too much in terms of damage. That's why the general combination with Trian would be CM, because at least CM can actually do some amount of good damage if you're allowed to just cast your ultimate for a long time.
Yeah. How direct of a counter is Oracle for Darkseer?
It's really good in the lane, because usually what you'll do is spam 2 Ion Shells on the creep wave, but they're grouped together, and Oracle's Purge ability is a AoE. So if you just nuke the double Ion Shell, the lane becomes normal, and Darkseer normally needs to push that lane to get a fast 2 that is survivable.
Yeah,
understood.
So you have to play around it different ways, like separate the Ion Shells.
They banned Bloodseeker though, and they are a team who consider Bloodseeker as a counter towards like DP.
And DP with Slardar is incredibly powerful. Corrosive Haze. Yeah, the Fortune's End on the Oracle also works really well against the Darkseer Surge. If he's trying to just book it out of there, you can purge the Surge off.
I like the Huskar ban though, making sure that there's nothing that can catch them out, because right now they're feeling really comfortable with their opening, and for some reason, like in Liquid Shoes, they would think for some reason the Oracle has been picked, not only just for the Darkseer.
Yeah.
There might be a cheese coming in or some combination of heroes. So making sure that they're not going to be caught out by some Oracle Huskar. There's still other combinations, like, but this one might be the ones that are more harder to deal with.
They banned the Void.
Enchantress.
It's a really good hero for pressuring lanes at the start of the game.
Oh my god.
It's actually so good versus Oracle and Tree.
Their two supports actually can't do anything towards Enchantress. I mean, this is one of the things where when you don't have a CM, all this Chen Enchantress early game, oh my god. You can't really do much to the creeps. So basically what's going to happen right now is they're going to try to, maybe if they can block as much camps as possible against the Enchantress, and they need to scout her out. Because wherever the Enchantress goes, she's just going to destroy that lane. There is nothing the Trian and Oracle can do against the Enchant and the creep.
Yep.
We've only seen one Enchantress from Liquid the entire tournament. It was actually versus LFY.
I would say the only way that Tree Oracle are good in this case is that they can at least heal up their allies, so they can kind of negate the Enchantress gank a little. But
I'm worried that they might have the same problem like the last game. They won't be able to play Dota at all because the early game will be so hard.
Yep.
I'm just worried that might happen.
Did Kuroki play that last Enchantress? Can you check that?
I'll get that for you.
I'm pretty sure he did, because that's his roaming style. So I'd assume so. Batrider being picked up for Universe.
I mean, at least they're trying to figure things out, how to at least have heroes that can deal with the pressure. Batrider doesn't really mind too much if Enchantress goes to his lane.
Yeah, maybe they're also they're trying to put their own kind of pressure, right? Tree Batrider, they can maybe just accept the fact that their safe lane's going to be a nightmare and then just put pressure on the opposite one.
It's about who loses their safe lane harder.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was actually GH who
It was GH who played the Enchantress. Yeah. Okay.
So they go for the Juggernaut, pretty much like very solid draft. Good lanes, everything good, got push, a team fight.
It's really good against Tree ulti too.
Yeah.
Once you get Manta.
Ursa, good counter pick against Juggernaut.
And Enchantress.
Very good, yeah. Very good hero against those two.
Where's it going though?
Sorry?
Where's it going?
I mean, they are just trying to pick like really good matchups if they can survive the laning phase. If they survive the laning phase, their heroes are really good against what Liquid have. The laning phase is going to be the primary problem here. Can they get away with it?
They have burst with the lasso, but EG's team fight still looks incredibly underwhelming.
The last hero probably going to like bind things together. The damage hero. Still though, how are they going to deal with the lanes though? I'm trying to think about, maybe they need the Bat Rider. They need the Bat Rider to go to the right lane as well. Maybe put the Ursa against the Juggernaut.
You want to do Ursa versus Darkseer? Just kill the Iron Shell. Well, I guess they've got Oracle to solve that issue, but I feel like you put Ursa where the Enchantress is most likely to pressure. That way, if she gets a little out of position, all you need is Oracle fortunes in.
I actually think you need to do
her.
it the other way around. You want the Bat Rider to go to the Enchantress lane because the enchantment, he comes with a creep. It doesn't matter if your Ursa can kill the you're not going to be able to touch him in most cases.
You can't like, get to him.
Yeah, you can't get to the
thing.
Enchantress. The creep will be in front, like 2 creeps coming in. Then what are you going to do? If you're a Bat Rider, you're going to be able to Firefly, drag the entire creep wave away and stop him from like getting the tower too quickly. But if you're Ursa, you're just basically going to sit down there and you can't do anything.
And you'll get dived eventually after they cut their creep wave.
If anything, you definitely want to avoid that lane. They remove the Razor, like a good lane.
It's the second
Good,
ban.
good hero in the lane, good against Juggernaut. I mean, decent against Juggernaut.
Quap is
Okay,
pulled
so
out.
Quap. They are trying to reduce the lanes that the Enchantress can gank. So Quap is another lane that Enchantress can't really do too much. So it's basically the most problem would be caused on the Ursa's lane. So if they can actually deal with that, block the camps, level 1 TP out smoke, and they have to get good sentries down to block off some of the Enchantress camps, slow her down, and the Treant has to like do like some scout all the time. Make sure that he knows that where is the Enchantress heading and where is the Enchantress going. That would be really crucial for EG's success.
Quap's also good against a potential lone druid mid too, if they end up putting Miracle on Jug. Because even if she gets Savage Ward, she can usually blink to catch up.
Wow. This is going to be
It's a Liquid draft, yeah.
Another-
Juggernaut Lone Druid.
Wow. I'm definitely a bit concerned for EG.
Yeah, I'm really worried. This Enchantress has been a pick that is causing so much problems right now in the draft phase for EG. They need to be very, very careful. I'm not sure if they can actually get away with it in the early game.
This is going to be Sumail's 10th unique hero drawn now as he takes another, this time a Queen of Pain, for this tournament. Adds another one, double digits. The only heroes he's played twice is Lina and Storm Spirit. So now we see another for Sumail, Mr. Diverse. Is to play with Universe to try and bring home the draw. What are you thinking?
H2O, 2-0, Liquid.
H2O.
Oh, God! Damn!
Oh, wait,
Do you see
wow.
the levels to that?
I didn't even get that one. It took me like a couple seconds.
H2O?
Wow, that's a good one.
Fudge nuggets.
I'm
That's
definitely going to go
incredible.
with Liquid though as well.
Yeah.
I agree that the Liquid draft is better, but I have a feeling that EG is going to. They're in rage mode now. This is where Sumail plays well. I have a tiny feeling that they're gonna take this one.
Well, you heard it from Winter, because that is far too smart for something I could come up with. Will it really be H2O for Liquid, or will we see them level it out to 1-1? Let's find out with your casters.
Absolutely, thank you very much, Alex. And indeed, let's find out then. Game 1, 17 minutes. We don't talk about that. It doesn't count. We're ignoring that one. It was a mess. It was a disaster for EG, and obviously an incredible spectacle for Liquid. Game 2, is it going to end in 17 minutes, Ben?
Well, I don't think it'll end up like game number 1.
Okay.
How to lose Dota in 17 minutes, 101. No, it's give Liquid a wisp.
Yeah.
They first banned it out this phase. They talked a lot about the Enchantress, and that's definitely who we're going to be watching. Hopefully, the Russian ops will be able to follow sprightly fellow.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of movements.
Might be too fast for his camera movements. I don't know.
We'll see, Ben. We will see. Do you agree with the panel the way that the EG saw the Enchantress and they picked heroes like the Quap that are kind of able to evade those movements?
The Quap and the Bat Rider. We're more so worried about this Ursa Bear, though.
Yeah, but Matuma Mana. The EG Ursa? Or the Matuma Man Lone Jump?
I'm worried about him feeding.
Oh, you're worried about Ursa feeding?
Because you mentioned that they drafted 2 heroes to deal with the Enchantress, but there's only one of them that are super vulnerable. I mean, barring the supports, but it's more so that you want to kill the cores. So I am worried about this Ursa Bear. Bear on bear action.
Bear on bear in Russia. I mean, it couldn't be more perfect and more. Yeah, absolutely. We've got it here in this grand finals. Game 2, of course, EG versus Liquid. Here we have it. As we go through the 5 of them. Liquid.
There's none of the crazy cosmetics. Slardar doesn't have the crazy one. Batrider doesn't have the C one.
No, everyone's going in vanilla today, Ben.
Sure is.
Apart from Arto, he's got it. He's got the flashy cosmetics. He's got cosmetics to cater for the whole game.
Alpine Ursa.
Alpine Ursa. There we have a Universe on his bat. As mentioned, definitely a hero that's going to be evade some of the action in the lane, but yeah, we'll see how much they put in terms of pressure onto RTZ this time. And we'll see where EG want to take their lanes. At the moment, it looks like EG are wanting to go aggressive down on the bottom lane with their tri-lane.
I think the Darkseer with the Enchantress might be too much for him because Darkseer always pushes into the lane, which makes it really, really easy for them to dive with the Enchantress. The only problem now is the Oracle's not matched up versus the Darkseer. So Darkseer is going to get a lot. Darkseer versus Bat lane is just a farm on farm lane, but they can't do anything about it.
And what about the mid lane matchup? Lone Druid versus the Quap. Farm on farm, or is there kill potential? Farm on farm.
Very little kill potential. Savage Roar owns.
Bottom lane, bit of a go here onto GH with the root, Zai punching him down. And do you like this decision as well? Why have Liquid taken Miracle to the safe lane and put Matuma mid for this game? What is the matchup they're trying to avoid or they're trying to find?
Well, Lone Druid versus Quap. There's not that many laners that match up well versus Quap. I would say Lone Druid is one of the best because your bear is just so tanky and you have a lot of damage. So like Quap's kind of forced to do something in the lane because you're generally going to get out CS. And then yeah, this does leave the problem where you have 2 melee heroes versus an Ursa and a Treant in the bottom lane.
I was going to say, it's looking a bit messy there for Miracle, really.
You might get a chicken kill.
Down.
Look at the chicken on EG. It's sitting right next to T3. It's chilling there. They don't want it to die. Enchantress is one of the best heroes at killing it because she has a lot of range and very fast move speed early in the game.
Oh, GH in trouble. In fact, as that range creep blocked him in. Ooh, as he can still get around it, but nonetheless, I mean, as you said, just this double melee lane, really suffering at the moment. Zai. Let's see if you get the courier, but not quite with the movement speed there. They have brought Kuroki down here, though. So Liquid with the 3-man now. We'll see if that's going to make things any better down on this bottom lane in this early stage of the game.
He doesn't have that many camps to work with. He's actually forced to re-enchant his Mud Golem so that he can have some sort of lane pressure right now. He wasn't able to go for a chicken kill, didn't get any bounty runes, hasn't secured a safe lane or the mid lane. So Enchantress seems like a liability, at least in the first 2 minutes of the game.
And talking about not getting any bounty runes, there's Zai stealing GH's from right under his nose there in Liquid's jungle. Mid lane at the moment, Sumail certainly having a good time. 12 for 5 against the 6 for 2 of Matuma Man. So outlaning the Lone Druid at the moment in this middle lane. Top lane.
Yeah, he has a double null versus the Quelling Blade. Bear actually has more damage if he times both of his pits perfectly, but Sumail usually has the edge in the middle lane.
Bottom lane, Miracle as well, losing out to RTZ in terms of farm. A lot of pressure being put onto this jug. Has to be careful. One root and a couple of swipes will certainly hurt. As again, forced back from the wave. RTZ and Zai keeping full control of this bottom lane.
Keep in mind, this is not the best thing for EG because they...
Oh, in mid lane. Oh, he's going to get the kill in return. At least what GH will be there for it. He tried to save himself with the Savage Draw. At the same time, though, bottom lane is also where the action's happening. Miracle being moved upon, but he does have the salve. But Sumail securing that first blood at the least there with that dive and does force a TP rotation from Liquid.
And he bought his bottle before. He had enough time to do so.
So Sumail is fine with that.
Sumail is very happy with that.
On lane, he doesn't have Blade Fury. They're going to make a move onto him again. He drops down the healing ward. It's not going to save him. As the swipes stack up, Crip with the kill secure. As EG doing infinitely better here in this game 2 laning stage compared to game 1.
Infinitely.
Infinitely. I mean, you saw game 1, Ben.
I did. Just need to last till 17.
This is much better, as we can see. Top 3 CSs at the moment, all over on the side of EG.
Oh, Quap with a haste rune. Oh, no.
This mid lane gets scarier and scarier now.
Yeah, at least he'll be level 5, I think, by the time he attempts for a gank. So the Root might be able to deal with him at the tower. Got that range creep.
Trying to bring Multiple Man down low with the Shadow Poison, and in fact, bottom lane, the Kuroki just gets nuked down. They close in, the creeps, they can't help him out. The Purifying Flames from Crit. A good answer to the early game movements of the Enchantress, having that reliable nuke.
Oh man, Enchantress has actually committed to a stick this early in the game. Good versus Batrider, but she hasn't been in the Batrider's lane at all. And Enchantress is suffering a lot.
And Sumail's going to be so scary this game with this start he's had. Level 6, as she says, still with that haste rune in the bottle. Plays are certainly there for the potential for EG to make. Top lane, mind control. Definitely having the laners what you'd expect, as you mentioned, just trading farm evenly with Universe. Pretty much neck on neck as it comes to the last inning at the moment. GH and mind control. Clearing out some of these jungle stacks as well. So also ensuring that GH gets the levels up. And he himself is able to be a little more useful with the rotations, as we've seen early on. Very hard for GH really to find a place to find his effect felt. The early levels on the Slardar middle lane, Sumail getting rooted. He's got that the haste rune. And in fact, just turns to harass back the bear. Probably won't look to jump in to kill it, and does have to be careful. GH is sitting around the mid lane.
He's been forced to heal with his bear a couple of times already. And Kuro's looking for somewhere to gank with his Enchantress, but he can't find anything.
Talking about ganking, Zai has his eyes on the middle lane. He's wrapped around. Sumail a little low on the mana, so won't have enough for the full combo as such. And looks like Zai doesn't see a good enough opportunity for him to make a move as of yet, until at least he sees the revealing of the rest of Liquid's movements. And bottom lane, they're going to find out pretty shortly. It's Kuroki and GH ready to make a beeline straight in onto Artur. They've got the Troll Trap into the Crush, the Blade Fury as well. It's going to be more than enough to bring down RTZ. Liquid, the successful rotation, claiming the kill onto the Ursa.
Big kill by them. I think Zai was attempting to scout it out, but he actually TP'd to the top shrine, wrapped around behind mid, dropped the ward, and he wasn't anywhere close to the bottom side of the map. I think Tree can nullify a lot of Enchantress's presence in this early game. Although she is one with nature, Tree has the edge.
Absolutely. And as you said, just certainly the kind of movements we need to start seeing out from Liquid to slow down the force that EG is getting together here in these first 7 minutes. Mid lane is being eyed up by GH. They can get a root, could provide the chance for them to get in. In fact, he may just get the crush out. Right. Sumail holding back the blink, will still get back, but Kuroki's there, ready and waiting for him with the creeps. And they claim themselves the kill. At the same time, though, Miracle was brought down by the combination of Crit and Ursa. Him and RTZ having enough lockdown to claim the kill. Mid lane though, Liquid not stopping the slaughter. They close in onto Zai. Creeps around him. Matumbo, Kuroki and GH move in. And they will claim a second out of this.
Finally, Bambi has found her footing, ganking the Quap. That was a perfect positioning by Enchantress there. And you have to wonder whether or not these EG wards are really doing them any good. Enchantress has not been in that area at all, and that's the main area you're concerned about in this early game. They have one near the T1 on bottom, and then one in between the T1 and T2 in mid. But Enchantress is playing around this bottom bounty rune and rune area, and I don't even think she blew a smoke to catch out Sumail.
A bit of a oh there from the crowd as Miracle does fail the stack. Back down on the bottom river. GH trying to come in to look for the rune, but a lot of control from EG around that area. Sumail with that regen rune in the bottle. Definitely chances for him to make something happen with that. Looks to build up the Veil first. Bottom lane, RTZ getting some pressure on the tower. GH, the only one around in the neighborhood at the moment. Soaking up that XP, trying to get himself towards the 6. Just have to be careful how close he gets to the bear. And especially with Zai heading down here as well, there could be kill potential here for EG if GH isn't careful enough.
If Tree can get his dirty hands on him, but he's way too close to the tower. Or not.
They've come a little too far away now. There we have, the root is up. He's already used the crush, using the sprint to get himself away. And in fact, the TP will spook EG. They'll back away. Mind control in with the rotation. Kuroki's there as well. See if you can grab anyone with a vacuum, but it's not going to be the case. Zai already out, as well as the rest of them, away from that tree line. And EG will avoid this rotation from Liquid.
Tree might have gotten his move speed nerfed, but still with Nature's Guy just way too fast. for these jokers.
And instantly as well, Arteezy moving up to the top lane, realizing that Miracle may be a little vulnerable now. They do have Lasso, of course, up on Universe. If they can get a Lasso into the overpower Fury swipes of Ursa, definitely a chance for them to bring down the Juggernaut. And a rotation from Sumail as well could spell something big for EG. He has that TP now sent out to him, so he's ready with the Sonic Wave to react to any sort of plays that Liquid go for near EG's tier 1s.
This is not good for EG though. EG are supposed to be ahead in this part of the game. They have two of their cores are huge lane dominators, Queen of Pain and Ursa, but because of the way that Liquid laned with the low druid in the mid, Queen of Pain can't really win that lane that hard, even though Sumail did get first blood. That's pretty unexpected, and he did die in response.
Kuroki receiving good player's way out of this one. Sumail does have the Sonic Wave. He's holding on to it at the moment. Doesn't seem to want to expend it just for the Enchantress, and Kuroki will be allowed to walk away. Doesn't want to risk it, especially with Kuro holding on to stick charges in the sill.
Yeah, he's scared that he might have some like ninja creep there. Also, the Hellbear Smasher does a lot of damage. You don't really want to blink into that.
Mid lane, another wraparound attempt there from GH. And it just goes for the quick Corrosive Haze, forcing Sumail to back up, by the looks of it. Regen up that mana and get himself into a better fighting shape to get to another lane. But this is giving more and more space for Tumba, and indeed, as you said, even though Sumail has that lead, it's not necessarily a massive one, but Tumba still certainly keeping up with the farm on this mid lane on the Lone Druid. And as we can see, EG got a little bit of a slight lead very early on, but it's evening out, and Liquid with, in fact, the edge in experience at the moment.
So both teams about to get a big team fight. We see the Blink Dagger 300 gold away on the Bat Rider, and then we see the mech also about 300 gold away on the Darkseer. So things are going to start erupting quite quickly. Matama Man probably going to go for a Midas, but I think he's the only guy that's going to go for a farming item this game on Liquid.
There's Middle GH trying to sort of tease Sumail away with the crush potential. Crit hiding in the trees, but I believe it was spotted out by Kuroki's neutrals as he moved them across. Crit and Zai now here looking to hold. They want to try and do something with the Sonic Wave. In fact, they just pop it straight up. Does catch Kuroki, but it's not going to be enough to kill him. GH now comes back in with a response, gets the crush, and secures the chance for Kuroki to finish off the tier 1 with the creeps. Universe comes across a little too late as he doesn't find the chance to find that lasso, and that's going to be towered down in the middle lane. Sonic Wave used to at the end of the day, getting no kill at all, and that was with EG having 4 members around the middle lane, and they couldn't stop the push from Liquid.
And now Liquid have to be much happier about their Roche contention capabilities. I think they have good scouting with the Enchantress creeps who you don't really care about their lives at all. Just throw him in the pit, scout Roche out, and the main thing you have to worry about is this Bat Rider. He just got his Blink Dagger. He was trying to farm in the last fight, and Liquid knew that the timing was around perfect for them.
And say if he had that a little earlier, that mid-fight could certainly have gone a lot differently.
It's really hard to gank low Druid though, because if you lasso the Druid, you can recall your bear, and then, or you can just like Savage Roar everyone else. You can still Savage Roar while you're lassoed is the point. So it's not the best game for Bat because Juggernaut's also in the game. It was really good in laning phase as we saw, but now Universe has to deliver if EG want to secure Roche.
Bottom lane, EG setting up behind Arteezy as he looks to finish off this tier 1 tower. Ready for any sort of reaction that comes out from Liquid, but as the time stands, they are just looking for the trade. Pressure's there onto the top tier 1. Miracle looking for the final touch. He'll claim it. So a simple tier 1 for tier 1 trade at the moment. And Liquid, actually, by the looks of it, maybe ready to move in for more. They're eyeing up that tier 2 on the top lane, seeing if they can poke out a response from Evil Geniuses.
This is still beneficial for Liquid. They're getting the better Roche towers, and that's, I think, what this like 10 to 20 minute phase of the game revolves around.
And in fact, they found Zai here. Pop down 1 sentry, Zai holds the bat with the overgrowth, but in fact, Miracle jumps straight out of it there with the Omni Slash and the Blade Fury to force Zai away from the tree line and get themselves the kill.
I'm surprised Crit didn't cast Fate's Edict on him. I think he maybe didn't have enough range, it looked like, at that fight. Arcane Rune on Queen of Pain. Pretty decent kill rune if they want to take a team fight, but they have no catch right now with Bat Rider still farting on neutral camps and the Treant already dead.
And there's certainly, as you said, could be an issue. The fact that 14 minutes in, even though Sumail had a good start in lane, he's only gotten himself involved in 1 kill. The action just hasn't been high. And as we can see, definitely favoring that of Liquid. Matuma Man now top of the net worth. And Liquid themselves looking to make a play up top. Arteezy, he's got backup coming. Crit is in the neighborhood. He's going to have to do something to help him out. He'll look to try and root mind control and hold him back. Arteezy pops the enrage, but Liquid, they're ready to fight this. Miracle surged up, Blade Furying as he chases down Crit. Has got the magic immunity there with the Fortune's End. So they won't get the kill immediately. Now Sumail looking to respond to this one. Jumps forward. Hasn't quite got the mana for the Sonic Wave. Now he has. As the regen rune ticks in, will jump forward again. Has he got the damage to bring these two down? Miracle still being backed up by Mind Control and Kuroki. Sumail, he's got to do something a bit. Can he actually? He can't. Unless he wants to jump in even deeper, but he's got to be scared of what Liquid could have in backup. And Sumail just doesn't find the chance.
Though.
Bottom lane as well, Liquid, they're finding the action. Universe will lasso the bear, but the root comes through, GH comes in with a crush, and Universe is brought down.
Most unfortunate timing, but AG's teamwork is non-existent right now. The Batrider still has not lassoed a hero, and they need more kills right now. They're losing complete control of the Dire jungle. Maybe they can get the Skuro kill, though.
And they will. With the overpower and the enrage, nothing to hold back the swipes of the bear, so that's something. But still, this is, I mean, Liquid, the confidence there as well. I think we saw, even on that escape, when Sumail was chasing down Miracle, he still pauses to drop an item to get the most out of his stick charges, maximum efficiency to make sure that Sumail doesn't have the burst.
The IO shell on the Juggernaut also canceled his regeneration rune. He would have had enough mana to burst with the Veil, but...
Look at this up top again, Arteezy getting surrounded here by Liquid. The wall is down, he's troll trapped up. Miracle still has that Omni Slash available. The ult will come through onto Artur. The damage will still tick down. The question is if EG can have the heals to offset the damage that this side of Liquid do, and they do. They'll keep Arteezy alive, and now the turnaround comes through. They'll bring down Miracle. Now they'll look for more. The root will be there to hold back Kuroki. The overpower, is it going to be there? Doesn't need it. The slow right clicks fly through as EG. They get the double for Arteezy. Sonic Wave flies through to Mind Control, and they'll find themselves the third. Evil Geniuses with the right response to Liquid as they get over aggressive there with the Omni Slash from Miracle, thinking that they can bring down Arteezy, but great control and play from Crit, making sure that the Purifying Flame heals were to be enough to keep Artur alive and enable him to turn around with the team.
They have a really hard time killing people through the False Promise, though. You have to keep in mind they have Leech Seed and the Living Armor on top of the Purifying Flames. Yeah, there's just incredible amounts of heal coming out. Not to mention Lifesteal from Ursa. He threw a lot of Fury Swipe stacks onto the Juggernaut, so he also had that extra little bit of heal, which pushed him over the edge, and they also didn't get the wall when they were on Ursa, but that wouldn't have made a big difference at all because Ursa's illusions hardly do any damage whatsoever.
Very, very big fight here for Evil Geniuses, and we will be able to catch the replay here. And indeed, it looked like Artur in a whole world of trouble, but there we have it. As you said, everything, all the heals being sent his way, and that False Promise ensuring that the damage that Liquid was done was entirely counteracted by that healing output that Evil Geniuses have.
Yeah, they thought they could take a fight with a mech. I think it was a pretty good call for them. They just want to create a little bit of space so that Lone Druid can farm. But after conceding one big fight, Arteezy heads straight inside of the Roshan pit.
Let's see what Liquid can do about this. They look like they are aware of this. We'll see if Kuroki does indeed send in the creep to scout it out, and he has. So Liquid know what's up. The question is, can they contest it in time? Mind Control's heading over. He does have the wall back and available. Arteezy for the time being, he's manning up. He's fully committing. He has got the back of his team. In fact, Universe jumps in, but immediately there, the crush and Omni Slash in response. He's brought down. They do finish off the Roshan. Arteezy does have the Aegis, but they've lost the bat. Liquid, can they get anything more? Miracle, surge forward with the Blade Fury, finds Zai. Zai holds the bat with the overgrowth, but GH jumps across. He gets the crush. Arteezy in response comes in, but there's the 3-man vacuum wall. Zai in trouble. The Images fly through, forcing Zai back up the high ground, but they have the Shrine. EG will be able to keep Zai alive for the time being. Middle lane, Arteezy getting peeled away from the rest of his team. Sumail does have that Arcane Rune. He still has the Sonic Wave. They'll keep Arteezy safe. Top, Zai being kept alive by the Fortune's End. Again, Crit making sure that the tree has the magic immunity to keep himself alive. And EG, they want to go back in. Sumail's got the blink up. Arteezy as well with his blink dagger, ready to close the gap. But Matuma's there to make sure that they're held back. Savage Roar to put an end to that of EG's. And Evil Geniuses getting some serious momentum off that top tier fight, and now getting that Roshan and protecting the Aegis. Arteezy still has it.
Yes, and that was a very excellent vacuum wall combo from Darkseer. I think more importantly than anything, though, Queen of Pain and the rest of EG were able to play very well. Like, he keeps having these runes, too. These arcane runes just make it impossible to catch her without the Blink Dagger. And that was the Blink reveal coming out on Sardar. That he was able to get that really quick crush on Universe. Universe has not had the impact that I thought he would on this in this mid game. His net worth is starting to fall off. He is the last of the cores.
I mean, I guess at the least Universe sort of did his job there in the sense of kind of jumping into Liquid and just keeping them outside of the pit for those last final moments for Arteezy to claim the Aegis.
He did his job. They wanted a clean kill inside the pit. He was about to kill Roche, take the Aegis, and then kill whoever he lassoed, but that was not as clean cut as EG would have liked, and Oracle was way too far away to save them. And now they still need to keep the pressure on EG. They have recovered, I would say, from the early game after that one big team fight, and they have the Roche, but still that's not enough with these mid-game heroes.
Yeah, they want a team fight, and they're going to be searching for it. Smoke around as they move in for the high ground. GH there, maybe there to dispel it. Sprinting past them all, jump forward. They found GH. He'll get the lasso off before the crush, and GH brought down. The mech not enough to save him. Again, mind control with the three-man vacuum walls, but the Ursa turns straight towards mind control. The overpower Fury swipe stacking up, and mind control's gone. The Sonic Wave flies through, catches two, but the healing ward is out for Liquid, healing them back up, and now Matumba trying to force them back with the bear. Kuroki with the creep control holds Arteezy in place. They're being careful how they move in on this one. They know that bear's still got that Aegis. They're bringing him down, but the heals again from EG from that overgrowth and such, and the living armor holding them back and allowing Arteezy to be kept alive.
Far superior positioning by EG, claiming the high ground and killing their main initiator before the fight starts. That was the debut of the Radiance coming out from the Lone Druid, but it was just not enough damage versus massive heal.
Crit in trouble though. Will be jumped upon, crushed as well. EG on the high ground, can they help Crit out? He'll false promise himself. Arteezy turning towards Miracle. Miracle still has an Omni Slash. He'll be kept alive. He'll be able to get himself away. Now GH jumps in, finishes off the job onto Arteezy and pops that Aegis on the side. Samael will peel Kuroki off. See if Liquid see the chance to go back in for more. Matumba Man ready to start getting the push on now in this mid lane. He's amounted to a lot of high value here on this Ursa, on this Lone Druid. I'm talking about the Ursa. Just a quick pause. Looks like there's a little bit of a lag situation at the moment.
Lag.
Carle. But this game, well, we made it past the 17-minute mark, Ben. Now 21 minutes in. EG
Kudos to EG.
with the lead with kills, but certainly could go either way. We're about to see how much of a push Liquid can get off, and this is in fact with a man down. As Matumba Man looking indeed very stacked. Samael is of course still at the top of the net worth. And we're seeing how hard it is for Kuroki and such to play around in these fights with these high amounts of burst damage coming through from the Queen of Pain and from the Oracle, and even to an extent from Arteezy with that overpower, fighting through the passive.
Oracle's doing a lot of, he's casting his spells very well. Yeah. Like his Fate's Edicts are at the perfect time. His False Promise almost always saves someone, and he almost bursts people down with the Purifying Flame. So yeah, this fight, they kill GH immediately at the start. They have the Observer Ward on the high ground, and the Lone Druid Bear, it's good at like stopping blinks, but that's irrelevant because Universe already used his ultimate, and is good at whittling people down, but Leech Seed and Purifying Flames is very good at healing up from this sort of bear damage that they have. But they can turn on the push, turn it up.
Yep, and they've got a good amount of push as well. With Matumba Man's bear chomping away at the tower. So you have to certainly be wary though of that living armor. If they don't get that tower in one push, Zai certainly will be able to get it back up to full health. Looks like that will be the case here as Liquid back off. And Evil Genius is grouped up at the moment. We'll see what their next move is to be. And as quick as they group, looks like they'll split again, just making sure that they can keep up in terms of farm, make sure that Arteezy remains in a good place. We'll see what he does build into. Did have the Desolator queued up earlier.
These poor supports They're going to be in for a rough time. Kuro has very low net worth, and he's countered by the Ursa and the Quap.
And Liquid, they've scanned this out. They know someone's here. And we'll jump forward straight away on GH. I think they'll be aware it was Zai now, as they don't find anyone else. The ping is coming through. Zai just keeping himself hidden in the tree line. Can they hunt him down? They're going to look for it. In fact, oh, is that a blind crush? That was a blind crush. They got him. Have they got detection to put down for the kill?
You see the TP.
Oh, okay. Nonetheless, finding him there hidden in the corner.
It's a lot of wasted time. So now Diffusal Blade comes out. This makes Oracle's life so much more difficult when he can't face Edict himself. And also, the slow is really important too, but Miracle's gotten to that point where he can deal with the Oracle, and I think they should have enough tools to kite the Ursa. It's still a game of whether or not Mind Control can get a big ultimate off, and if EG can counterplay it.
GH here trying to dive behind the tier 2, but Universe will be there with the counter. Pulling him back with the lasso. RTZ moving on to GH will bring down the Slardar. Crit keeps himself alive with a false promise. RTZ now turning towards Kuro. Zai and Universe getting him around on the sidelines. In fact, though, in the middle of it all, Sumail jumped in, takes a full slash from Miracle.
That Diffusal Blade was so fast coming out on that Yule Scepter. Oh my goodness.
RTZ seeing if he can bring down the bear with the root. They've got a good chance, and he'll get it. Plus 300 gold here for Ursa. They've lost 2 so far in this attempt to push, but they're still sticking around. Miracle closing back in onto RTZ Matumba, looking for a potential root. The vacuum back into Kuroki stun there with the Centaur. They've caught out RTZ. RTZ down. Zai and Universe still hanging around on the sideline, but they're not going to want to jump into that, as Liquid will clean up the tier 2.
That's a big chorus down. Universe has been very fast on lassoing GH. I am very surprised at how quickly he's able to do that. And once they take down GH, it becomes so much harder for Liquid to fight. I'm surprised they stuck around, but with some excellent coordination, they were able to chain the vacuum into the Centaur Stun to actually have some sort of secondary initiation. That's what caught EG off guard. Also, the Diffusal Blade killing Sumail early on in the fight.
Blink Dagger now for Mind Control. Mid lane. Timber, see if he could get that cheeky first hit route.
Oh, and can you guess the only hero with no deaths in this game?
The only hero that I haven't seen die, I want to say, oh Ben, that's a hard question.
You don't have the scoreboard in front of you. No cheating, Owen.
I'm not cheating it. Is it Mind Control?
Nope.
No, Zai.
Nope.
No.
It's crit.
It's crit.
I don't know how crit has no deaths on Oracle.
I was going to say, to be fair, he has false promised himself a few times.
Yep, but he still hasn't died.
For sure, yeah, give him credit. Give the man credit.
He just has arcane boots and Urn, and he's still not dying to this lineup. It's pretty incredible. I don't know what the Russian ones mean, do you?
Apparently that one means it's a GG.
It's GG.
Yeah.
I know some of the Chinese ones.
What was that Chinese one?
Sunstrike.
Sunstrike. There we have it. International memes.
They just yell a lot. They're like, Sunstrike! Sunstrike!
That's kind of what I do, man.
You have more finesse than that. Don't shoot yourself down.
Top lane Liquid claim another tier 2. The EG not looking to form any sort of a defense outside of the map up there.
Add more creeps to the mix. Hell Bear on Bear on Bear.
All the bears.
So Roshan number 2 coming up very soon. Liquid played incredibly well from the 20-minute phase to the 26-minute phase. That was the time where I thought EG would be able to get a good grip on this game, committing with the Aegis, but maybe some sort of lag coming out that caused him to lose his first Aegis is going to be...
This could be huge though. Look at this. They found Miracle with the lasso. Have they got the damage to bring down the Sonic Waves there? Miracle, be careful of no. Finally falls. Great way for EG to start the fight, and they're not done. RTZ blinks in, finds a second on the sideline. Purifying Flames bursts down a third.
Hello,
EG finding
Orchid.
4. What a fight for them there. As instantly, Universe ready to react to the fact that GH blinked in and crushed the creeps to look to farm them. And the fact that at the same time, Ben, Roshan's up. So not only an incredibly good team fight, a Roche, an Aegis and a Cheese, 2 evil geniuses, and Liquid
this is the trade-off for Crit playing very well in the early game. They're like, this Oracle is a very, very big problem, and because of that, Juggernaut has to commit to a Diffusal first. He could have lived if he had the Manta
If he had the Manta, yeah, absolutely.
But the Orchid came out perfectly onto Miracle, and he has a lot of HP. He has 1440 HP, but still ends up dying to this amount of burst.
Look at this. I think definitely GH will be kicking himself for not still having a Blink Crush available to react to Miracle being lassoed.
Yeah, he cannot show himself.
No.
They do have the Darkseer vacuum wall, but without the Slaughter Blink, it's underwhelming.
Where's the follow-up? Yeah. There's no sort of AoE control, unless there's a creep.
Yep. But that takes a lot of foresight. Trying to beat Oracle in the foresight game, it's not going to happen.
Especially when you're trying to do it against an Oracle.
He sees
such
everything.
Let's see what they can do here, Liquid. And we'll respond to this. They'll get the deny. But EG really solidifying their grip here in game 2.
Ooh, an early gem. That's exciting. You don't see that very often anymore. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think
this is the right game to do it.
It's weird because they don't have any Invis heroes on their side, but they know that this is the time. This mid game is supposed to be EG's greatest strength. They didn't have a good early game, and they've been playing very well in the mid game to come back, but they still need a little bit more. And they need to shut down any sort of map control that they get from Liquid. They need to make sure that this Enchantress has nowhere to farm. You want her to just die to like 4 hits from the Ursa into the later game. He's going for a Desert, so that's definitely a possibility pretty soon. And it's at the same time, it's a little bit risky. If you lose a gem, this tree is going to get destroyed. But at the same time, if you keep it, this tree can have a huge game because they won't be able to see him unless they buy tons and tons of dust. So Chi's up on Queen of Pain.
He's got to be careful with this. The sentry has just been placed up on the cliff. So he really does not want to make a move up on it unless he has the backup necessarily. He does have Universe coming in with the grab onto Kuro. GH with the response, gets the 2-man crush. Kuro gets bursted down. The Sonic Wave's there. Now looking to jump forward for more. There'll be the surge to try and get GH back to safety. But Sumail holding him back with the Yule Scepter and following him through as well. There's going to be no stopping here from EG as they look for more. Is there anything that Liquid can do to hold them back? And it doesn't look like it. They've got to sack GH, leave him alone. Zai comes through with a punch, and EG again finding a second pickoff, with Liquid not able to respond.
They can't deal with this Queen of Pain now. Queen of Pain has recovered immaculately from the early game, now top of the net worth, even despite dying 3 times.
I mean, this is insane. The fact that Sumail is keeping up with a Midas Radiance Lone Druid and a Midas Radiance Matumba Man Lone Druid of all things.
Yeah, I don't know how he's able to keep up this amount of farm. The Roach Gold certainly helps a little bit, and playing around with the cheese right now, he can have that extra layer of aggression that was not possible before. And he has the False Promise behind him and Living Armor, so all these tools are going to play into Sumail dialing up.
And he's nearly got the Sheether's Guard complete. This is going to be absolutely massive in these fights but again, just something else to keep him alive, even if he gets Blink Crushed. And also to provide that slow to allow Arteezy to commit on targets and chase them down.
He's going for a Scepter now onto the Ursa. Scepter is good for multiple reasons. It increases your burst a lot because you can use your ult a lot more frequently. And secondly, it prevents you from it helps you not buy PKB, which you don't really want to do on Ursa.
No, definitely in a game like this, it's got so many more benefits. I mean, what are you worried about being crushed? Now you've got the ability to get out of it. Silences, I mean, no one's really going to be building any silences this game on Liquid, and they don't have any with their spells itself. So yeah, Ags are definitely the way for Artur to go.
You can also like take off the Corrosive Haze very early on in the fight. I think he could just commit it at the start of the fight though to burst someone down. I think that might be more important to get a kill in combination with the lasso and have it up. I think the cooldown reduction may be a bigger play here than being able to cast it through a stun.
And look at this, they found the bear. They want to bring it down. They've got the DD on Sumail. Is it going to be quiet enough? Doesn't look like it is. With Soul Burn, not enough to bring it down. So Matumba will keep Alfredo alive.
Where the Shiva's at?
There it is. Well, in terms of committing it for that kill, maybe. Maybe could have done it. That's for sure. Maybe he's still a little scared of how Liquid would react, because as it is, Liquid do have their full lineup on the high ground, so EG just a little worried about potentially being jumped upon, and they themselves are to smoke up, sweep the map, see if they can catch any of Liquid out of there. But Liquid playing very reserved now. It's clear that they are much more scared now of Evil Geniuses after the way the last few fights have gone. They do now have a, they've got the gem themselves out on Lone Druid.
That's a bit more reasonable because they are against a Treant Protector, but now they've awarded most of the ward, so that's why you see Liquid playing in this held back position behind their T2s. And now they have to worry about the Queen of Pain. The Queen of Pain's an additional layer of chaos that Liquid don't want to deal with. You blink in with Shivas, and you're very unlikely going to die. Like, he has Yules to save himself, he has a ton of armor, and he has a cheese to fall back on just in case. And that's a problem because normally you're waiting for the Batrider lasso.
That was close there, Sumail. He blinks at the same time as GH. It looks like he may still get taken down. No, the false promise comes through. Sumail's going to be kept alive, and now in the overgrowth, EG, they're the ones ready to chase down. The wall will be dropped, but Arteezy straight into the front lines, looking to commit on the target, will be held back by the slow. Can't actually chase down Kuroki. He himself now in trouble as Mike John and Timmerman focus him back towards the middle. Miracle will be nuked down. Arteezy still alive for the time being. A crit coming in just in time with the save. Keeps the bear alive. Mike Control's trying to chase him down, but he doesn't have the damage. Arteezy survives. Liquid, they've lost 2. They've lost 3. Sumail going absolutely ham, but Timmerman tried for the TPI. He won't make it. Will he tick out in base? It's going to be close. No, he should be fine. Kuro's there as well. Just in case extra heals were required, but what a fight for EG. And just that starting there, both Sumail and GH blinking past each other. Sumail's staying alive, and again, you've got to give a shout out to Crit. This man, false promise onto Sumail, the Fortune's End and such onto Arteezy, making sure that Liquid can't finish him off with the magic damage. The control's been perfect from this Oracle in these team fights.
I like the synergy in between the Enrage and the Purifying Flames too, because it's pretty much a free heal without you actually having to commit the Fate's Edict, so Ursa can still attack. But yeah, Crit, I would say definitely the MVP this game. His amount of saves with this little net worth is a sight to behold.
And he still hasn't died. 7-0-6.
Yeah.
And look how much money he's got. He can buy what he wants. He will go for the mech.
What a selfless
Picks it up
guy.
pretty much full up. 22-9, 34 minutes in. 11k gold lead now for Evil Geniuses. They'll clean up the shrines on the side. Sumail closing in on that Bloodthorn.
Now there's no one for them to jump. They need to do like a double jump. Like you jump in with the Slaughter, once you see the Oracle, then you vacuum wall so they can get a kill on him. But Oracle's just been very far behind in these fights, just hiding in the fog. And also the cores from EG have been aggressive to the point where Liquid cannot ignore them.
Oh, look at this, Liquid there. They're going to go for the smoke here. See if they can get the jump on. They find Crit. He's going to be forced away. Overgrowth there as well. Crit, he's going to be kept alive. And again, he gets off the false promise. Can they get him away? In fact, with the Yules there to hold back Miracle, it looks like Crit, he may just survive this one. He's healing up. He's going to be fine. False promise ends. He still survives. And it's Liquid that have lost Kuroki. Sumail jumping forward with the Sonic Wave. Shiva's Guard finds Matumbaman as he looks to try and hide in the tree line. Look for the TP out, but Sumail jumps forward, has the Yules. TP is cancelled. Matumbaman is taken down. EG again, and you just can't kill this Oracle.
Wow, I did not foresee first phase Oracle being this useful in this game. The amount of saves is ungodly from Crit.
Whether it's saving himself, saving his teammates.
Nice force staff from, I believe, Universe to set that false promise up. He almost died before he was able to false promise. That Slardar stun duration nerf.
And here we have it, EG taking their second melee racks. Bottom lane, range racks to fall as well for Liquid. And I mean, what do you do if you look, as you said, you've got to look to jump in onto 2, but as we're seeing there, even if you jump in onto Crit, you don't win the team fight.
Well, they have to kill him.
I mean,
that's step 1. Kill him in the jump. If you don't kill him in the jump, you lose the fight.
Yeah, it really seems to be the case.
Because they committed vacuum for that. If you don't commit vacuum, it's not that big a deal. But that was, you still have to commend that play from Liquid though. Dropping the ward at the ancient spot to get vision of the high ground, fighting at the opponent's shrine is a very bold move.
And look at it, they'd love to do something to try and stop EG getting the 3rd Roshan of this game. But it's going to be so hard. Blink back from Sumail. Arteezy committing with the Enrage to the Roche. He is going to be able to find it. Picks up the Aegis. GH will jump forward. Looks for some sort of a steal, but he's not going to get it. Universe quick with the lasso. Holds back the Slardar. And now it's Liquid trying to get on the retreat. But there's silence there onto Mike Joe. Will be purged off by the Greaves. High ground Miracle trying to get himself away with the Blade Fury. Sumail though, he finishes off the second kill. Gets Kuroki. And now he's closing in for more. Miracle on the high ground trying to retrieve creep, but Arteezy's in there with the bash, and they find the third. EG walking away with game 2. I mean, game 1 may have been a very quick victory for Liquid, but EG making sure that this one, 37 minutes, is a little slower and a lot more painful.
Time to spam those Russian chat wheel commands. It's over for Liquid here. They have a little bit of fight left, but this fight around the Roche that they committed, like the big item spike from the Orchid that led to the miracle kill. Here they go.
They try it here. They'll get the 3-man vacuum wall into the Crow side, falling low, trying to get himself out, but again, Crits there with the save. They'll drop it down. The false promise, he's going to be kept alive. Arteezy will be rooted, does of course have that Aegis to rely on. On the side though, they've lost Kuroki again. Arteezy again still survives. The face eating fortune then from Crit, keeping him alive. He heads back to the tier 4. Liquid, they're down 3. They don't have buyback.
No one died on EG.
I mean, this is insane.
What? I don't know how Oracle kept 2 people alive there.
And here we go. On to the base, and they'll tap out. They know it's over. And what a game for EG. It's got to feel so good for them coming back after game 1 as dominant as it was for Liquid, and then giving us that tight-knit performance as a team. And as you said, it crit with the Oracle plays. It was
phenomenal to watch. They also were really good about the times that they smoked. They smoked like right before the Roche. They smoked with the Orchid timing. And yeah, I think Crit's play just made it impossible, really, for Liquid to get a clean kill. Anyone that they went on that wasn't the Oracle himself just got false promise, and it was just way too problematic because they had to commit so much burst, like the Blink Crush and the Omni Slash often. Also, GH died, I would say, a little bit too much for them. You remember the one time that he blinked in the mid, even just showing himself is almost as much as like dying right there in the team fight when you just commit your Blink Crush to sending creeps. Yeah, he wanted to push out the wave. Can't really blame him for that.
But it certainly cost them that fight there because, yeah, he was unable to do anything for the rest of it with the jump as quick as it was from EG onto Miracle. And well, game 2, it wasn't a 17-minute victory, so it's already stepping up. And as you said, such a high level of performance there from Evil Geniuses. I mean, what do you do now? Are we going to see Oracle banned out? Or, I mean, how do you deal with an Oracle performance as strong as that one?
I don't think the Enchantress did enough in the early game. I don't think you should have to work that hard for kills vacuum into Centaur Stomp. It looked beautiful, but you don't really have to want to work that hard and to just get like 1 or 2 kills in some of the team fights.
Absolutely. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The grand finals here, best of 5, now leveled out at 1-1 between Evil Geniuses and Liquid. Don't go anywhere. Game 3 will be around the way, but before that, back to the panel for some post-game.
The boot is on the other foot in Moscow now, as Evil Geniuses this time have put up the dominant performance. First 17-minute game gave Liquid the lead in this best of 5, and EG have bounced back, and a big part of that, our casters and our analysts alike, are going to be talking about the Oracle. But the Oracles of Dota are joining me. We do have, of course, Purge, this time Gods and Winter standing by. I mean, this is an intriguing one to dissect because, well, you called it, Kevin.
I had a feeling, and my feeling was right.
You had a feeling in your fingers?
No, EG, when they lose games like that, especially the first match, they get angry, usually. And that's when Sumail plays better. And I did agree that the Enchantress pick was really effective, but they put safe heroes on their lanes. They put a Quap mid who's pretty effective against Lone Druid. That was pretty called by them doing that. Quap's good against Lone Druid, and their aggro try went really well. So they just had to get to this period where Ursa has a couple levels, and then it's very easy for him to kill Enchantress. It's one of the best matchups against Enchant.
How many times, Winter, in fact, you were shouting and screaming, hooting and hollering, did we see, oh, he's dead, it's fine, he's dead, and then Oracle saves the day. What do you make of all of that? Crits being instrumental during all of these fights. Look, watch those health bars.
I mean, he was definitely instrumental in the fights, but I think Ben mentioned it at the end. He didn't feel like, I agree with Ben, I don't feel like the Enchantress did enough in the early game. The first, 3.5, 4 minutes, he was mostly just farming. I mean, I get it. It's against a mid matchup, not easy to gank. Queen of Pain, top is bad either. You don't really want to gank. But then again, you can always just send a creep over, help the lane a bit. You know, maybe any creep at all. Just a presence there to help the lane. Like, I think he started rotating at minute 4.5, like it was way too late.
That's a 0% success rate for Liquid's Enchantress over the 2 games it's played. Not quite working out. What, I mean, can you kind of understand the thought process behind the Enchantress pick, though, Gods? It makes kind of a degree of sense to you during the draft?
Yeah, they really wanted to be able to pressure the lanes and have all these rotations, which are going to get them like this strong early game. They can snowball off of that.
Right.
I think EG threw them a bit off, putting the Ursa in the bottom lane. And I think also, yeah, Kuro just wasn't quite as effective because there were lanes like Batrider and Queen of Pain who he couldn't find kills on. So Liquid kind of ran into a roadblock.
Is this where Sumail baffled us, or is it a little later on?
Not this fight.
Not this fight, okay.
Not yet.
It was like 27 minutes was... No, that was something else as well. God,
But
there was a lot of
this
action.
fight still, the Trian, we were like, oh, Trian's dead? No, he's not dead. He's dead? No. Oracle saves him again. There's a shrine, another heal, and he's not dead.
And a lot of the casters were, I think we were worried as well that EG would have weak damage late game, but in this fight, this is basically what they needed to do. They need to use Batrider and Ursa to kill one person right at the start and make it a 5v4 for the rest of the engagement. And consistently throughout the game, that was really what they punished well with. Because if you don't kill somebody with an Ursa, with a Quap at the start, then you're most likely going to lose the fight if it keeps going.
Ben brought up a really good point as well during the end of it. He said that part of EG's success this game was the way they utilized the smoke. And a lot of the fights that occurred, it was EG jumping on Liquid because Liquid weren't able to get their vacuum into Slaughter stun executed properly this game. They were always the ones that are being jumped first. And when they used their smoke, it wasn't really effective. They were going on targets that the Oracle was saving, leaving armor. Yeah, so initiation, just based on initiation, EG definitely clear-cut team that did it better this game.
One of the more successful Batrider games we've seen. I mean, it has kind of cropped up in the draft quite a bit, but more often than not on the side of defeat up until this grand final.
Now, yeah, Universe did very well, and it's kind of, we're seeing his kind of flexibility come out with the puck being banned. Game 1 plays the Clockwork, now pulls out the Batrider. This is a guy who will play what's needed for the draft for EG.
This is where Sumail defies all logic. He comes back with full HP.
I mean, even Liquid thought he was dead. Like, they did not use their Omni Slash on him. He was like there. Like, they were like, okay, this guy is definitely dead. We are not gonna commit further for that kill. And he was full HP. After that, we were like baffled. How is he full HP?
It's such a weird, tough hero to play against Oracle because you don't get to see it picked. It used to be picked quite a bit, but lately it hasn't. So it's very hard to judge how much damage you're doing and how much they're healing in the Oracle Ultimate, the False Promise, because they are getting that extra heal. They're getting mech, they're getting earned up, they're getting the Oracle's stick charges, the Oracle's third spell, and the Oracle. This is the fight here, I believe. He survives an entire Omni Slash of damage.
He did get a mech off there as well, but I mean, an Urn alone is like 800 HP because it doubles. So
look at that.
Barely survived. And I'm sure that just having high armor also made a big difference. Urn gives you 2, mech gives you at least 5 to 7, so...
Yeah, and of course the Juggernaut wasn't like really farmed. He was just on mediocre on net worth.
Oh, I think I know what it was. He was really low HP as the Omni hit, therefore Guardian Greaves pumped in and gave him 15 regen per second and 15 armor.
Yeah,
so he was just pumping out, it basically resisted a lot of the Omni Slash damage and regen a lot during it.
No, he actually got only Greaves at this fight. I know this.
Did he have Greaves for that?
That fight he had only mech.
Okay.
I thought we had Sherlock Purge on the case.
I'm gonna check the replay later.
Sure. Yeah. I'll expect a video on your channel later about.
I was right. Just like the game prediction based on feeling.
Based entirely on feeling. That's so unlike you as well, Kevin. Feeling?
Well, that's predictions,
what
man.
Are you doing?
Yeah, you don't know where the lane matchups are going to be half the time. You don't know who's going to play the Earthshaker. It's tough. Sometimes you just got to wing it.
They bounce back though. EG will keep the series level. All of our statistics here provided by cybersport.com. Miracle, Mind Control, Kuroki, GH, and Matumba Man unable to make it work. And that, I believe, I will just quickly quadruple check, but that may very well be one of their first conceded losses on the Lone Druid. In fact, no, tell a lie, 60% win rate coming into this with that particular hero. Something they've been drafting a lot, but EG do take the lead.
They'll probably stay away from the Enchantress. I think they are just going to keep to the Lone Druid. Don't think Lone Druid was a big issue here in this game. Definitely not the fault of why did they lose.
Yeah, I think the core heroes they have is fine. Like the Lone Druid, Jug, Darkseer, there's good enough just synergy between them. The healing wall with the bear, you've got a strong dual core, you've got teamfight of the Darkseer. It's just what the supports do in that mix. And we even saw GH perhaps not have his best game on the Slardar. I think he just showed his position on the map a few too many times. Didn't get his initiations quite off how he'd like to, so it wasn't maybe the best support duo for Liquid.
I mean, it was partly the reason why as well. The jump was always on them instead of them jumping on people, because GH wasn't doing his job. And Alex even talked about it when we were watching the game. How is Kuro, 1.6k net worth somewhere down the line?
Yeah.
He has no items at all because he gave everything to his teammates. And he, as an Enchantress, you buy everything. You let your Slardar get his dagger. You let everyone get their items, and they're not doing their job. And when that happens, you're not doing anything anymore as an Enchantress.
It's really hard to catch up as well. You don't have a natural farming ability unless you find the right neutral. So if you get behind on this hero and you're against an Ursa, it's a tough game.
Yeah, I think it's a hero that they're not. From what I see this game, I don't think they're going to be very comfortable at running the hero. Again, I think the hero was really good, given the circumstances that she was picked in.
Yeah.
It was just that the team didn't really mesh well with the hero, or Kuroki doesn't play the hero well. One of the reasons.
Previously, when we were talking about Enchantress, it was, I believe, Lil who picked it up for VP, and part of the discussion we had there was that it has to be more greedy. It's going to be, you put it in Lil's hands because he can have a bit of greed, he can exert some dominance. Why is that not applying to Kuro? Just because of his particular game style?
I think this game in particular is not about the greed. It's about the work that he is supposed to do in the early game.